So in last week's time lapse, I asked you guys to give me a lot of great ideas on what you wanted to see for the time lapses, and you guys filled the comments with a ton of different things, a lot of different ideas I got from them. One of the most popular ideas I got was to make something for Doctor Who. There were a lot of you guys who asked me to make something specifically for the Doctor Who TV show, so that's what we're going to be doing in this time lapse. I'm actually going to be making a wallet. It's going to be a trifold. I rarely ever make trifolds in general, not just for time lapses, because they're not really my favorite wallet, and there's a long story as to why I really don't like them, but I won't get into it on this video. I'll probably tell you sometime later in the future. So first thing I'm going to do is add the whole sheet. Use my Westcott brand scissors to cut off some of the ends. I've folded the edges over so it's a nice rounded edge on the top. Set that roll of duct tape on top just to flatten it a little bit. Then I'm going to seal up the sides just like this. Obviously I'm going to use the dark blue, and then I'm going to be working on the inside of the trifold wallet to make the Tardis, which is going to be what I'm going to be making for this video. So now I'm going to film it. I mean, not film it. I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to make sure that it's nice and, weighed down. Now I decided not to add any credit card holders or anything like that because it really doesn't make much sense, because I'm not going to be using the wallet, because it's not because it's I made it for a time lapse, but it's also because it's a trifold and I don't use trifolds at all. So we're going to be applying those panels on the Tardis first. They're actually like a lower color blue than the dark blue, but to give a little bit of contrast, I added the black on there so you can see them. So now we're going to work on the windows. I have to trace out this little bit here and then work on the windows. The interesting part about this time lapse is that pretty much all of it is freehanded. I'm freehanding almost the entire design here on the wall. There's only going to be one logo that I'm going to be doing later on that I'm going to actually be using a paper template, but I'm actually going to be freehanding almost this entire thing, which is kind of cool. So now I'm going to apply those windows. Found out it was easier to apply the center one last because I can line it up in the middle. So now these are going to be those 6 windows on the one side, and then I have 12 total, so I can apply those other 6 on the other side. And the trick was finding the right place and making it equidistant, because it's all in giant blocks, as you can see. So applying all those now. This took me a little bit of time, but it's sped up to 4 times faster, so it's nice and fast. And wanted to make sure that one looked nice. Now I'm going to work on that black band that goes over the top that says police box and public call box. So I actually cut out that one strip and decided not to use it because it was too thin, because I have to put the letters on top of this as well, and decided that one was too thin as well, so cut out a whole different piece here. The trick was finding the right place to put it, because I can't see, it's so wide on where to put it. I put a little bit of those black things on the top, so it gives it kind of like a rounded edge, and you'll see that later on. Kind of touched on it briefly. And now I'm going to make one of the Doctor Who logos. This is the TARDIS logo, because it's shaped like the box, and you'll be able to see that when I cut the whole thing out. Using the electric blue tape for this. A lot of straight lines, so it's not too terribly difficult to cut out. So working on it. It's actually a D and a W, but it's kind of hard to tell unless you're familiar with the logo until I turn it. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So now I'm going to peel up some of the packaging tape, and hopefully just peel up the rest of the blue tape there, and I'll be left with just my logo. Do a little bit of trimming, peel up the center there. Now I have to peel up the 2 pieces in between. I'm going to apply the D first because it's a closed circuit. There aren't any open edges. The W is open, as you can tell on the top right there where I just peeled it off. So that's going to be a little bit difficult. And they kind of stuck together a little bit because they're kind of just flying all over the place. But as long as they don't stick down too hard, they'll be able to be peeled back up again. And as you can see there, they're not stuck down to each other too hard, so that I can just peel them right back up again. So now we're just going to line up the edge on top, and then put that little light, which is the light for the TARDIS, on top. And that's going to be the front of the wallet. So now we're going to work on the letters. I'm not actually going to put public call on it. It's just going to be just police box, because otherwise it would have taken a long time and the letters would have been extremely small. So I'm going to freehand all the letters. It's a little hard to see exactly what I'm doing at this point, because it's just, it just looks like I'm cutting. So when I peel up the tape, you'll be able to see exactly what I cut out. So I'm working on the C now, but it's really hard to tell. I can't even see it when I'm previewing the video here, so I think I'm working on the, I'm working on the E now. Now I'm going to work on the B, and then the O, and then the X. So that's the rest of the B. The O's were kind of difficult because I had to curve, and it's kind of hard to curve with something that's small. And there's the X at the very end there. So now I'm going to peel it up, and you'll be able to see all the letters pretty soon. There you go. That's what it looks like. Now I just have to apply them onto the black strip here. Make sure they don't come apart totally on me, which I have to be real careful. The C is a little bit smaller than the rest of the letters, but that's the glory of doing something freehanded, is that it'll come out totally unique no matter how you do it. Now you can see those black tips on the side that make it look like the Tardis comes up like that box, like the kind of like that Lego texture that it has towards the top. So I'm going to work on this. We're coming towards the end of the time lapse here, almost done. A few more things I have to add here. Okay, there it goes. I trimmed the top of the kind of the curve there, so it looks nicer. I added the little light on top, and that's actually Velcro. And I added a little bit on the top there, so you can just stick it down like that. And it's got the logo on that side. And they just open it, and I'll give you a whole preview of it once again. So there's the Tardis Doctor Who trifold wallet. So hopefully you guys liked the video, and I'll catch you next time on the channel. Hopefully you like this time lapse.